Our scene opens as a single car pulls into the empty parking lot of the abandoned Marscorp facility. And as the camera moves in to look through the windshield, we see Agent Hyde in the driver's seat. Agent Warp in the passenger seat. Cross and Wendigo are in the back. And it's been a couple of days since the incident at the supposed safe house. And you've all spent some good quality time together, finding another place to hold the friendlies. Starting with the two in front, and then moving to the two in the back, please give us some insight on the vibes in this car right now. What is your character's demeanor, and are they saying anything as they've kind of pulled up and put the car in park?
I think Hyde just kind of like, puts the brakes down, turns off the keys, turns off the engine, and just kind of does that thing where you like try to look out the windshield at the building, like annoyed a little bit, and then they kind of like just slump back into their chair. So yeah, Marscorp, right? This is Marscorp. This is where we're supposed to be.
Yes. We're just gonna search the building very quickly. Should be easy.
So now would be a great time to kind of like tell me everything you know about the situation. And like, please don't leave any details out, because the worst thing you could do now in this situation is lie to me. Okay?
You see Agent Cross, who's a very skinny, tired-looking man who looks a bit emaciated and looks like he hasn't slept very much. Probably has the bandages from the injuries from before, but is looking a lot better. And I feel like I look over to Agent Wendigo for more explanation of what happened.
Agent Wendigo is he's a little worse for wear. He is recovering from a shot, from a wound, and he looks back and says, "Yeah, this is the place. We took the friendlies here. We thought they were safe. They dismissed us. I went home, and then I got a call from Cross saying I needed to get back here as soon as I could. And then when we got back here, it was like the place was abandoned. It was just empty."
Like it was abandoned for years, not just minutes or hours. There's cobwebs. Seems to be a theme, is time being strange. But as Wendigo said, when he left, we were dismissed. I decided to make a round before leaving. And the friendlies were gone from their room, and it seems as if they were brought to a different room. I tried to find them, but was intercepted by Jeremiah Fletcher, one of those clone things, and also Annabella Romstead, which we believe is Annie Mars. And it seems they had the upper hand, so I was by myself, so I left. And then that happened. Also, probably when we came back and discovered that it was aged and abandoned, there was something else there. I don't know exactly how to describe it. Wendigo was a spirit of some kind.
It's what it looked like. It was a being of some sort, and they left us the clue, which was the address to the safe house on a whiteboard.
So I assume that this is an armed situation. Everybody.
I think that'd be best.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't go back in there without one.
So we stay together. We check room to room. We get the fuck out of here as fast as possible. And then we move on.
You got it, boss.
Cool.
Read.
Open the door, get out.
Okay.
Probably get my duffel bag from the back, unzip it, pull out a shotgun, put it over my shoulder, and take out my sidearm.
I think Warp is just trying to memorize the outside of this building. Like, anything. Does it look like the outside is also in the past?
No, it looks like it's just been an abandoned building for a while. Like there's some graffiti on it. Just doesn't look cared for.
Okay.
That matches what we saw. Both times, like the outside has not changed in all of the times that we've been here.
Correct, yeah.
I would also probably tell Agent Warp, or just everyone, like the general layout that I remember.
There's kind of this overhead scene of the car as the doors are, opening up and all of you are getting out and getting your gear and heading toward these front doors. You remember the first time you were here, Cross and Wendigo. It looked just like this, but once you got close enough, those lights came on. No lights are coming on this time. And you head over to the door. You're able to kind of force it open. It kind of scrapes. There's a lot of just stuff just blocking the door, like dead leaves. Probably like a doorstop kind of sitting in here. There's papers now. This isn't the place that you left. You see papers all over the floor. Boxes that are empty. And that's what you get just by opening this door and looking in the entryway.
Definitely different again. Any advice, Agent Hyde, before we go in?
You take point, I'll take flank. And you show us the way you went in. See how familiar it is.
All right. So I reluctantly take point. The non-military person takes point. I guess I would want to go towards the big areas, like where they were keeping the friendlies, where we had where they're keeping the friendlies, where the pit was, and then I don't know, another important room that I remember.
So this at least entryway looks the same that you remember. Basically, it's got that big front desk, that circular, almost like a hospital kind of, how there's kind of a more circular front desk. Dusty still. Everything is very dusty. There's just more papers and trash everywhere. Plenty of graffiti on the walls in here as well, which is new to you. There's some graffiti tagged by JOI.
Cry.
Moving through, even if you're not actually going in and checking every room, some of the rooms, the doors are just completely busted off. Some of them, the doors are missing. Some of them, the doors are open. Some of them, they're closed. You're walking by empty interrogation rooms of some sort. Empty offices. Looks like there's a desk and some chairs against the walls. All with just trash covering the floors as well. And as you're walking through, you eventually get to the room where they were holding the friendlies. The door is open. You look in, you see frames for beds, much like, those just small wire frames. No mattresses or anything. And it's dusty.
Are the desks still there because each one had a writing desk?
Yeah.
From what Wendigo remembers.
Yeah, the desks are there, and you see that glass, the camera up in the corner. The camera is still there. It doesn't appear to be working, obviously, but it is still there.
Can I check the desks just to make sure if anything's interesting?
I was
Sure.
going to do the same thing. From what I remember, one of the friendlies asked for paper and writing utensils. So I'm going to make sure that I check the desks for anything that may still be here.
Yeah, you head over, and those of you like looking through these desks, you can see there's some old paper in the drawers. It looks old, and there's nothing written on them. A couple of the desks have pencils or pens covered in dust. You don't find any notes or anything left behind.
I would look at Agent Warp and sort of like nod my head towards the camera. I just think you're probably the smartest person here and probably know electronics. So I just kind of like nod towards the camera, like maybe we might find something.
Yeah, can I like move one of the desks to the corner so I can like take a look at the camera?
Yeah, you hear it like scrape and grind against like the dust as you're pushing it over there. What are you looking for exactly? Just kind of checking it out or looking for anything specific?
If there's like a perfectly preserved SIM card in there or something.
Or is it like a cable, like CCTV?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I
different
would
room
see
thing?
coming up here, you see that it is like a wire that goes, it seems to just go into the room right beside this one. And as you're looking at it too, there is a moment where you can see like the little reflection on the lens itself, and you swear you're starting to see something move. And you kind of remember when you were holding the glass before, how you were seeing a different reflection than what you were looking at. Do you shy away from this, or do you look in harder?
I'm gonna. Okay, no. We had a moment where it was very bad to look into the glass. Yes, so I'm going to
Correct.
not look into the glass.
Okay. All right. I think you like cover it up and kind of like point it away, but you have gathered that information.
Okay, good. If I can just, I don't know if shattering it would actually be better if it's just making a million little doors. So I will just cover it and leave it alone.
I love that sentence so much.
Million little doors. Don't like it.
But yeah, sounds good.
Yep, cameras are bad too. That's all she says.
Great. I just like while everyone's checking out stuff, I'd love to just like be in the doorway, just kind of like looking up and down the hallway and just do like a general like alertness check if I can, to see if I hear any noises or like anything draws my attention from being through here so far.
Sure.
Oh my guy. That is a 4 under 70.
You do hear something. You hear the sound of almost like muffled footsteps, but it seems to be coming from one of the rooms you have already passed.
I will check in with Agent Hyde and just sort of like nod my head or just like point my gun without saying anything towards the room that I heard the noise from.
If I like peek out in the direction that Cross is pointing to, do I also hear the muffled footsteps?
I think if everyone is like quiet and you focus, yeah, you hear it. Almost sounds like pacing coming from one of the rooms.
I'll like look back across. Have you ever heard that before? Is that normal?
I shake my head no. I light another cigarette.
Are we done in this room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us quietly move on then. Maybe if it's just pacing in a room, it's not bothering us. No need to snoop yet, and we can circle back to it? Or do you want to check it out?
I think it's up to you, boss.
Well, we're either going to encounter whatever it is hiding in there after a room we have already checked, or we can ignore it for now and go to the other places that you think we should check out first.
It's a tough choice.
I think we should check it out.
Fine. I'll go in that direction. I'll lead it this time.
I'm so here for whatever is happening.
I feel like, because you asked earlier, like, since we spent a couple of days together, I don't think we talked at all.
It's been so
Or
awkward.
at least me, the Agent Cross.
Probably Hyde has not. It's probably been like we've run into each other and like looked and then just like kept moving.
I mean, maybe Wendigo's been talking. I don't know.
Longest game of silent tension.
All right, so you are heading back down, like where you came from, to the door that is closed, where you kind of hear these muffled footsteps happening inside. The door itself does have that little glass pane where you can look through. Who's looking through it?
I'll peek. I'll peek. Yeah, I'll peek it.
You kind of like come up against the door and you're looking in, and you don't see anybody. You don't see anyone, but you hear the footsteps still.
Ah, man, I know better than to fuck with ghosts.
You see anything?
I don't want to open this door, but we might have to.
Can I hold up like my phone to like record for like 30 seconds?
Ooh.
You bring up your phone to the glass, and you see someone in a black suit pacing inside of this room.
Girl.
I run that video back, make sure everyone sees.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me who that is. Is it Fletcher? Is that Fletcher on the phone?
You see it's a black suit, it's a tall figure, but the head appears to be bald. And as they're walking, each time they turn to continue pacing, their face is purposefully away from you.
Does that remind Cross or Wendigo of this vision?
It absolutely
that we saw in the
does.
house? Okay.
Yes.
I would sort of like gesture, walk a little bit back, and then sort of quietly tell them, just like, when we were in the house, the glass mansion, we all had visions, we saw things, and at least that looks similar to the thing that we encountered in those visions. I'd look over at Wendigo.
And what is that thing?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. I tried talking to it, and well, it didn't go well. I had damaged my ears for a couple days.
We know one thing. It doesn't like nails.
Like nails? Or like...
No.
It said a
No.
phrase. You know what happens to nails when they get hammered in all crooked? They get pulled out.
Huh.
No idea what that means.
Nothing good.
But you said it like sonically damaged your ears, like it was screaming?
Well, while I was in the house, I tried to engage with the house, asking it questions, and well, it just replied by ringing a loud bell and damaging my hearing.
It seems to get into your mind and show you things that only you would know. So it's one of those. Have you encountered anything like this before?
Not like that.
No.
Can I make a fucking occult roll or some shit and be like, yeah, I brought my Ghostbuster with me or something?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I'm on fire, baby. So that is a 5 under 50.
Damn.
Are you rolling a d12?
It keeps rolling on the little double zeros, and I'm very happy about it.
Amazing.
You're not going to like this answer, but
Oh boy.
everything you know about anything spiritual stuff or anything supernatural when it comes to ghosts or undead or anything like that is not ringing any bells with whatever this is. This is not undead or a haunting of any sort. This is something entirely different, and you feel like it's familiar, but you just can't place it. And the more you think about it, the more you're forgetting about it. It's almost like that dream that you wake up from, that the more you think, the more it's gone.
Yeah. It's like I'm forgetting it more and more. Maybe we should wait.
Warp, are you mapping out the building as we go? Like
Yes.
drawing a map? Can you put an X on this door in your map so we know
Yeah.
to come either to come back here or to avoid it altogether?
Okay. Just want to say for the record, Warp absolutely debates having a discussion about like iconography for the map and decides against it.
What font should we use?
Yeah. Just like an X is kind of misleading for something to circle back to, but it's fine.
You put a circle and then like a back on it, and
A circle.
then a circle with an arrow.
Or just a
Arrow.
circle.
A cycling symbol.
Whatever
Axis.
identifying marker you need.
Oh, draw ghosty.
This is like we've had this discussion before
Yeah.
about map icons. I understand. I know what you mean.
All right, so we are moving on.
Getting away from the store, yes.
All right. Moving on, I think the next place of interest that's closest would be the lovely door that Agent Cross just couldn't get through in time.
Could we actually check the room where the cameras were leading?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely, you can.
I mean, it might
Um,
not be important, but
Yeah, the room that was directly on the other side of where the friendlies were being held.
Mhm.
You see a very large desk and a large wall of like monitors that were monitoring various cameras. It's very familiar to Cross and Wendigo as you sat in this room before with Pike, talking to the friendlies when they were first brought in. There's maybe a super dusty, nasty old coffee cup, various papers left over. Nothing seems to have anything scribbled on it or anything.
Can I actually just looked at my stats and I'm actually pretty good with computers. Can I don't know, see if I can, obviously I know it probably won't turn on, but yeah, like find the SIM card, find the memory.
You want to roll, what is it, computer science?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, my good luck is continuing. This is a 25.
Burn it all now,
and a
Adam.
71. Yeah,
Burn it all.
I'm gonna...
Stop it.
these really good, useful rolls.
I will say with that, you'll be able to collect probably a couple different hard drives. You're not able to, see what's on them yet,
Yeah.
but you feel like they could probably have some really useful information.
I'll just be finishing up and just sort of gesture to later. I'll be done. I probably didn't bring the duffel bag with me.
I was gonna say I have a bag if you.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Yes.
There's just this super awkward exchange of where do I put this?
Yeah, I'm like, I
Just
start
I'll
to
take it.
undo my belt so I can put it on one of my belt loops. And then...
Nope. Don't. No need to do that. I'll just take it. Thank you. Yes, you can have this back whenever you want it.
Continuing through, you head to that hallway that led to the, for lack of a better term, execution chamber. It is a really long hallway that looks much older than the rest of the building. At the end of it, it kind of dips down into a lower level, and there's a grate, like a drain, at the bottom of it. And this hallway ends with just a solid wall with chipped brick from various bullet wounds, various different times. And this looks old. It looks older than the last time Wendigo and Cross had seen it. And the grate is up. There is a lever on the side of the wall.
What is this place?
This is where they took the friendlies and, well, Fletcher is a cleaner, so, but they didn't seem to get them. And I'll actually take out my phone, because we did earlier lower my phone into the hole and recorded it, what was down in there. So I take out my phone and show them the video of what was down in there, which was like a bunch of broken mirrors and like, I think bones and shit.
Yeah, so pushing play on this video, you see like the phone being lowered down and kind of just spinning out of, just it being let go. You see the phone spinning, you see walls of just busted, broken mirrors. And as it spins, you see the video itself kind of glitches and statics and then stops. They don't get to see the rest of the video.
Oh, so like that's new.
Yep.
That's new.
Mirrors down a drain.
Yeah.
You look like we missed something?
The phone was grabbed and turned toward them and said, "You have to save them."
Ah, yes. Very important thing to remember. I tell them that.
And that's what prompted us to try and find wherever they had gone.
The person that was yelling for you to save them, this was a human person.
Yes. Different from anybody we had seen. Nobody, we don't know who that was.
It looked like someone from the past, wasn't it? It was like they were wearing like 1920s garb or something. Yeah.
Okay, that was my next one. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Someone probably from the past.
So is Marscorp just sitting on some type of rift and people are just being spat out from whatever fucking time? Is this what I'm gathering?
It seems to be tied to the mirrors. Everybody who has come to this time has traveled through some sort of mirror, either by shattering it and walking through, something like that.
What doesn't make sense, though, is that why here? The other places were connected to the mansion, and that's where strange stuff is happening, but I don't have any records on this building.
At this point, you all hear a voice.
Ah, boy.
And it says, "Haven't you ever wondered?" And I think that's kind of like you jump, and you can hear the voices coming from inside the grate.
Oof.
So
Like that.
Been here before.
You
been a
hear it's like they're using dual vocal cords. You hear two different pitches at the same time. Like an echo, but just two different pitches, and you hear, "Haven't you ever wondered why you can't see your reflection when you're dreaming?"
Just take a step back. Don't say anything.
Got my gun pointed at that grate.
Yeah, I just kind of like look around. I look at Agent Hyde for like, well, what are we gonna do?
I'm looking at you.
What are we gonna do, boss?
We weren't told to engage with anything, right? We're just supposed to do recon, and that's it, right?
Clear the building, find out what you can.
But clear the building is very...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I hate clear the building, just so you know.
Because they're in the building.
Clear the building could also be, we put C4 charges on the support beams, and then just blow it all to hell.
You got C4?
I do. Warp, you...
We didn't visit a grocery store before we came here. Had I known, we could have been more prepared.
Well, sometimes we're not told that there are things in the drain. So Did this thing in the drain do anything besides steal your phone? Should we?
It touched it for a moment and then let go. What I know, the spirit, whatever it was, that was here before, was a friendly. This one, not.
How far is that lever that would close this grate?
The lever
from-
actually opens it. The lever opens it, like, for player knowledge, for the bodies to actually fall down after.
I see.
Yeah.
Standard body.
That changes everything.
I will note, for Wendigo and Cross, this doesn't sound like the same.
Yeah.
A separate voice, a different
Yes.
separate voice.
Correct.
Yeah. I'd probably step back and sort of, maybe we should check other rooms first.
Yeah. Probably. I'm gonna take a step back too.
Yeah. As you're walking away, you just hear, "Haven't you ever wondered?" But it's not engaging.
No, we're good.
Don't want to wonder. Let's go.
Don't worry, Al. We're the professionals. We know how to handle these things.
Just back away. Just back away.
We got it. That's scary. Don't go in there. That's scary. Don't go in there. Okay, I think we did it. We did it, y'all.
Seems like a good check.
It's taking
Can
a
you
page
put
out.
Can you put a ghost on that room? Just
Yeah, let's make Mark
Put a
on the map.
drain or something like that.
The whole report just says, yeah, bad vibes. You were right.
Underline.
It's all bad. Just all of it. It's all bad.
do not want to go back there.
We all
Set it
initial
on fire. Just burn it down.
No, but if Warp's the last person to leave, she's not going to verbally answer, but she's going to shake her head because she has not wondered.
Visiting what Foster was using for their office, kind of the same as the offices that you've seen previously. There's really nothing even there to differentiate, like, oh, this was Foster's office. Like, it's just a bunch of trash.
Yeah, the whiteboard room.
Yeah, you see, visiting that room, the whiteboard is still there and the address is still there. But nothing else in this room has been touched. The only new stuff is the trash all over the floor. There's trash everywhere in here. There's some, like, graffiti in places, but the whiteboard wasn't touched.
Is there anything specific about the trash? Like, yeah, leaves, or is it like weird papers, or it's like, oh, the same poster for the same circus? Like, what is...
I am gonna have you make some sort of roll for that. Let's see.
Okay.
I'll let you do alertness or like a
Okay.
search roll, whichever one is better.
Yeah, definitely alertness.
Hmm.
That's still holding out, people. All right, looking at trash.
This is
58
scary.
under 70.
Looking at trash.
Looking at trash. All right.
So this was like an overtime sort of thing. You probably picked up a piece in one room, kind of kicked a piece in another, kicked a piece in another, but it's not until you have entered this room, you know, with the whiteboard, that you kind of look down and you pick up a piece of trash and you're realizing it is all the same piece of paper, aged in entirely different times.
Huh.
It is
I-
the same document. It's faded. It looks like it says Marscorp at the top. You cannot tell what is typed on this. Orders of some sort. Some of them look a couple weeks old. Some of them look a couple years old. Some of them look centuries old.
Can I find the couple weeks one? Now that I've found this, it's like a sort of look for one that seems to be the most recent, if possible.
Yeah, I will say you can keep your eye out for one. You're not seeing one close by, but it'll be easy to see because they're wider papers. So
They all seem to be the same paper. I don't know why. Strange. Oh, well, everything's strange.
Yeah.
I think we have to go into one of those rooms.
well, there is still the room where you saw Fletcher and Fletcher and Mars go into. But this might still influence your decision. As you open the door, there are stairs that lead down.
Oh boy.
Feels good. Feels good.
All right. All right. I think we're
Just close
good.
it. Nope.
Nope.
I think we cleared it.
That's-
Let's go, guys.
That's scary door number 3. We've got it all, okay?
Check.
All right.
So we're gonna do 1, 2, or 3.
Friggin' A.
I assume we cannot see the bottom of the staircase from where we're standing.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
You can probably
Yeah.
use your like phone flashlight too, and you're maybe just barely seeing the bottom, but it's it's a decent sized staircase.
You
No one-
remember a staircase
Uh,
last
No.
time? Hmm.
Wendigo just shakes his head.
anyone happen to bring a police dog with them that we could just like put the phone on and send it down and then yeah.
Not on my list of things in my to-go bag.
Well, either this one or the other two.
I mean, do the hardest job first, right? This one seems the weirdest.
I look at Hyde.
There's no good answer. um, we need to know what's down here, right?
Yes.
We at least know what's in those other doors, so I guess the path less traveled. Who's got flashlights? Or glow sticks? I prefer glow sticks.
Rave glow sticks.
Yeah, can I roll for glow sticks?
Yeah. How many glow sticks do we have?
I think you could have glow sticks. But yeah, all right, you all have lights of some sort, if whether you brought a glow stick or a flashlight. I almost said gun. Gun's not a light.
Flashlight. Just
Okay.
keep shooting and then it's like
Different
the
light,
light
yeah.
from the barrel.
You just shoot constantly. There is a light there.
I don't see anything. I would also, while we're walking around and getting ready to descend into the stairs, I'd love to just speak up for the first time. So, what did Agent Foster have to say?
About what?
I guess about the case that myself and Wendigo were on. Last time we were dismissed. It's odd.
I mean, as far as what we were told was what I already told you, that you guys were investigating something, found some friendlies, and then you guys were holed up in a house and needed help.
Just sort of nods. And then doesn't talk anymore.
I'll go over to Wendigo really quick, because how are you doing? Is the first thing Hyde says. Are you okay?
I'm okay. I think Wendigo's more interested in this weird shit that's happening than anything, because this is something that he would be interested in the real world as well. So it's, although there's some fear in his eyes, he's definitely there's a ambition to go forward and sort of figure out what this weird stuff is.
How long have you been in the program, Wendigo?
About a year, maybe 2.
Okay. Is this like your first field mission, though?
First fucked up one, if that's what you're asking.
No. I rarely see people a year in or 2 years in that still kind of have that look on your face.
Well, the other stuff seemed easier compared to this.
Yeah. I get that. Just don't get too curious about it. We're just here to get whatever information, clear the building, and move on. Okay? It's not worth dying over. Trust me.
He pats the area where he was injured and says, I think I figured that out by now.
Cool. And then Hyde will finish getting ready to transcend the stairs.
I'd also like to make it known that whenever we go into a room, I will be in front of Wendigo. Whether it's rude or not, I put myself in front of Wendigo.
Okay. Who is going down the stairs first?
I'll go. No.
It's discovery for science.
No. No.
You can science behind the gun.
Fine. That's fine.
Science behind the gun.
Write that down. Science behind the gun.
All right. So, Agent Hyde, you are making your way down this staircase. Glow stick for light?
Yeah, because Cross is probably behind us with a flashlight that will give us a better range. So I'll just hold the glow stick.
Cool. Heading down, the light itself is revealing that it opens up at the bottom of this staircase. You're not seeing any furniture or anything. It just seems to be like a concrete floor, much like a basement. It's starting to smell a lot like a basement as well. And it's just opening up. And as your foot touches the bottom where there are no longer stairs, there's just enough light where you're not even sure if you're just kind of making it up, but you swear you see a figure standing just out of the light, just enough to where you can just see the shape. And in this split moment where you are seeing this figure, you're kind of blinking and trying to focus to see if you're actually seeing something. You see it's faceless. You see it looks like it has a mask on that has melted into the skin itself. Bald head, thin figure. I would like for you to make a sanity roll for me, please.
Everyone?
No.
Okay.
This is all happening in the split moment that Hyde sees this.
Ooh, a success with a 24. Thank
Okay.
God.
So as you see this, it's becoming clear that this is something standing there, because it takes one step forward, which is just enough for you to be able to see it clearly. You see it really is faceless. There's the shape of a face. There are dents, no lips. It's all just solid. And it just steps into view, and images kind of flash through your mind. The first thing that pops into your mind are the grays. Media depictions of aliens. It's like there's a similarity, but it's just not quite right. And they just step forward and just seem to be standing across from you, just as you are standing across from it.
Ooh, I probably have put up a hold the moment I caught it, so that nobody else came all the way down the stairs. Is it still moving forward? And if it is moving forward, is it moving aggressively towards us?
No, it took one step towards you to bring itself into the light, enough for you to acknowledge it fully, and it's not moving towards you. It's just standing,
And
looking at you. You think?
And that's the same shit we found in that door, right? In the other room that was pacing back and forward. Ooh. So we're not alone. There's another one down here. What the fuck is that?
And I think at this point you hear in that same dual voice, dreams are a funny thing, aren't they? Have you ever wondered where you go when you are sleeping? And you're noticing the jaw is moving, but there are no lips parting, and you're just kind of wondering where the voice is coming from.
Hyde's gonna take an instinctual step back.
You hear, no wait, and a hand comes up and snaps.
Ah!
Agent Wendigo,
Ah.
you are
Okay.
you are standing just inside of the entrance to the Glass Mansion.
Shit.
Clean and with the decorations fitting for like a wealthy home in 1922. The chandelier is lit and everything looks normal, except for the door to all of the other rooms are bricked off. You stand there, and you stand there alone. What would you like to do?
All the rooms are blocked off. So I know the layout of the house. The parlor's blocked off. The dining room's blocked off. There's only way, even the doors in the little foyer there are blocked off. The only way up is up the stairs.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay. God, I hate that house. I will walk up the stairs. I'm gonna look at the pictures on the wall as I go up the stairs. I want to take note of the names under each picture as I go.
Okay, you are heading up the stairs. You're looking at these picture frames, and you're realizing they are of you and your family and your home. You see one of your vehicle. You see one of your license plate. You see one of your driver's license. All framed and on the wall.
Okay. I will continue upstairs.
As you are moving further upstairs, you see one of the photographs. As you clear the staircase itself, one of them is moving. And as you look, you see flames kind of licking up the sides of the photograph itself, and it's just a photograph of your living room.
There is a moment of terror with that photo because I have not been in contact for so long. And there's just a glimmer of, I hope that's not real. And then he continues forward.
Pushing forward, you get to the second floor. You see, instead of doors, bricked off doorways.
Okay. I see a bunch of bricks. There's nowhere to put a nail in here.
Agent Warp.
Oh.
You are standing alone
Spikes.
in a room. There is a bed and a side table. The room smells of 3 familiar smells to you. You smell ammonia, you smell mold, and you smell blood. There is one window and one door. The door is closed, and you're pretty sure there is someone or something under the covers in the bed. What would you like to do?
Leave.
There's a door.
There's someone under the covers in
You
the
think so?
bed.
Yeah.
Does it look like the breathing, rising and falling?
As you kind of try to focus on that, you're staring, trying to see the rising and the falling. You don't, but you begin to hear this almost wet breathing. Like the breath is just stuck in the throat.
The fuck's that supposed to mean, Carrie?
The wets. It's not supposed to be wet.
No, it's not.
Not. It should be dry.
They got the wets. Oh boy.
The wets.
Do I see this? Do I see blood anywhere obviously in the room? I can just smell it, right?
Yeah, you can just smell it. You don't see any signs.
And I'm going to slowly pull back the blanket. What's
All
funny?
right.
What's funny?
Eli?
Shoot it! Sorry.
Eli is what's funny. You kind of walk over, grab onto the blanket, and you quite literally peel the blanket off of the being that's underneath, because there is some sort of mucus covering the majority of this body that as you peel it off, you can just hear it. And you see the person laying in the bed, almost like struggling to breathe, can't move, and the eyes just turn to look at you. Just the eyes.
Hello. Does it look like it can move or fight?
It looks like it probably can move, just would have a really hard time. Fighting, you don't really think is an option.
Gonna put the blanket back on top.
Hello! Right back.
You cover them back up, and you kind of see they're like kind of squirming at that point now. You just see a little bit of a movement happening underneath the blanket.
Okay. What does it look like outside? Out of the window.
Yeah, you open the curtains to look out the window, and you see open sea.
Oh.
What? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna leave the room.
You're okay, and you just put the curtain back and you turn around. As you turn around, you see the figure sitting up in the bed.
No.
Sheet's still stuck to them, but they're sitting up.
No, that's okay. I'll get out and I'll leave.
You're like pushing across the bed to go grab the doorknob, and as you're grabbing the doorknob, you hear the slap of the feet hit the floor, and you're turning the doorknob to open it. Agent Hyde.
Oh.
What's up?
You stand in what appears to be the center of a never-ending hallway on both sides of you. You are sure that you're not standing in the Marscorp facility anymore, because there's wallpaper on these walls. It's like old wallpaper and old light fixtures, and there are doors along the hall on both sides, down as far as you can see, behind you and in front of you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna walk tenderly forward and cautiously, and then I guess I might as well open one of those doors and see what's behind door number one. Please let it be like an ocean or something. I like that. Sounded nice.
Please
actually let it not be an ocean. I'm in a hallway.
That's so nice.
I think of puppies when I open the door.
I'm just panicking. I'm just, but I'll open the door.
Yeah, walking over, you grab the first door you come up to and open it up, and you see one of the Faceless, but they're facing away from you.
Quietly close that door again. God, I don't want to open any more doors. Can I move forward to see if there is an end to this hallway then at this point? So
Sure,
I don't want to open
yeah,
another door.
yeah, you begin moving forward. I think it's one of those scenes where like you start somewhat calmly and then kind of break into a run.
Yep.
And it's just all the same.
I'll open another door then.
Frustrated, you stop, you turn, and you rip open another door and you see the Faceless standing, facing away from you.
Nothing else in this room outside of them, just pointed away from me?
Yeah, it seems to be like almost like a gray floor, and just you think you see walls, but they're black. It's almost like looking into a void.
I'm gonna try opening one more door just to confirm if this is the same exact scene every single time I open this fucking door.
Close that door, turn to like a different, the other side of the hallway, rip open a door, and you see the Faceless facing away from you.
Tackle him, get him. Break his arm.
Yeah, I mean, I have my gun drawn. I'm so annoyed.
Like,
Oh. I feel like I have no choice but to engage it. I don't want to go near it, but I'm gonna pop a shot off.
Okay. You bring up the gun. You just fire? Do you say anything, or do you just immediately fire?
There's no time for quips. Just
Cool,
gun.
cool. You hear the pop of the gunfire, and then you're standing exactly where you started.
I yell a giant fuck.
And then you just hear, do you ever wonder where you go when you're asleep?
No, I don't. I don't wonder where the fuck I go to sleep.
You hear your voice like echoing down the hallway.
I'll go open a door, see if I just reset it the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, you go and you rip open a door and you see a Faceless facing away from you. Agent Cross,
Yeah, what's up?
you are standing in pitch darkness. You smell the basement. It's almost like you were going down those stairs and then just all the lights went out. It's the same smell. It's just this basement smell. What would you like to do?
My cigarette still burning?
Yeah,
Do I still have my flashlight?
you do, but it is clicked off currently.
I'd like to listen first.
Okay. Make an alertness roll.
Okay. 52 under 70.
God damn it. Listening, you hear the sound of breathing. You're not the only one in this room.
You want to ask me that question?
When you say that out loud, you hear a familiar and absolutely terrible screech.
I'd like to take my shotgun out instead, and then turn the flashlight on to find that thing.
Yeah, as soon as you do so, that light comes on and you see one of these creatures.
Right in
One
the
of
head,
these
boom!
large, you see the wings stretching out, you see it reaching towards you, and you fire. Go ahead and make that firearms roll.
Ah!
If this is when your luck runs out, my boy, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. I mean, my skill is 70, so we can hope. No! That's a
What is it?
92.
Oh, shit.
70. We don't have luck mechanics in this game.
Wendigo, you have just said, I don't see anywhere to put nails. And the house is silent until you hear the sound of plates, like silverware hitting plates, coming from the dining room.
I will turn around and slowly walk to the dining room. I will have my
Okay.
firearm ready.
All right, you are heading downstairs and you walk into what appears to be a house party. A very 20s era house party. You see people in gowns, you see men in, various colored suits. And you hear the sound of a meal being had. You hear music.
You go get the fucking party.
I'm going to just stand and observe.
Okay.
I'm going to catch as much dialogue from the party as I can.
Sure. Agent Warp, you rip open this door. And you find yourself looking into a tunnel, a cave, a cavern. The walls are like hand-dug earth. You glance behind you, and you don't see the person anymore. They don't appear to be in the bed.
Is there any light in front of me down
No.
this tunnel? Cool. Is there I still have my phone, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will use that as a flashlight. And just stealth down the tunnel. But I wanna Oh, actually, no, I think that's enough. I have my spindle, that's fine. Then I will, stealth down the tunnel and just start calling out. Cross. Wendigo. Hyde.
All right, and as you are kind of disappearing, as the camera kind of stays in one place, Agent Hyde, what are you doing?
But I'm still in a hallway.
Yep.
God. I think after a while of just wandering, pacing through this hallway, going down and down, getting the same fucking result, I think Hyde finally just in absolute frustration just yells out into this hallway. How do you know if you're in a dream or not? I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
You know the definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Kind of like what I'm doing right fucking now. What do you want?
There is no response.
I think fuck. I hate that even more. I just stands there for a minute, just leg shaking, trying to figure it out. I think Hyde is gonna open one of the doors, and instead of popping a shot off at it, Hyde's gonna grab it by the shoulders and try to have it turn around to face them instead. It's the only thing I haven't done yet.
As you turn the Faceless to face you, you see them spin around, and you see Agent Tuck.
I hate you, Karen. Okay.
And then you see the face shift back to Faceless, and then you see Merritt. And then it shifts back to Faceless, and then you see Marlene.
I'll back up as soon as I see Marlene's face.
And as soon as that happens, you're standing back in the hallway, but it feels different. And you hear, humans can be violent. 3 familiar faces, yet your fear was greater with one than it was with the others. That fascinates me. Agent
Can I
Cross.
make a dodge roll, please? Or
Absolutely.
something?
Go for it. Let's go for it. Sure.
Yeah. It's a 13 under 56.
All right, so you fire, and you just don't hear. You hear the shot like rip through something, but you think it ripped through the wing. Like you have dealt with these creatures, you know kind of their anatomy, and it didn't hit anything vital. Rips through the wing, so you know it's coming, and you just throw yourself onto the floor. You do feel limbs like slam into you. It almost like trips over you in a sense, rolls, shrieks. You spin the light around to see it, and it's like standing up, shrieking at you again. What would you like to do?
With the sort of it coming at me and like a tackling and falling down, the light going all over the place, is there any walls or anything that I could have seen in that light?
Yes, you are in. You're not in the basement that you had walked down the stairs into, but you're in a basement.
Okay, so that means there's probably a door somewhere.
Yes, you actually see like a staircase with a little bit of light coming from the crack of a door up at the top.
Okay. Fuck.
And this creature just shrieks at you and gets ready to lunge.
Try fire on it. I want to flick my cigarette at it, and then try to like get around and try to run as fast as I can.
Okay. Go ahead and make an alertness roll for me real quick.
Yeah. 57 under 70.
Okay. So you see it is kind of like blocking the doorway. It doesn't seem like it's intentionally doing it. That's just kind of where it landed. You could possibly get around it. That is an option. But you do see a very, like, as you're getting ready to make this move, you see beside you there is like a body-length mirror leaning against the wall.
Next to me?
Yes.
Okay. I'd love to, since I saw that, sort of like back into it if I can and shoot. Shoot the monster backing in, while I'm backing into the mirror.
Amazing. Go ahead and make that firearms roll.
Yeah, come on. That's an 85 over 70.
You are firing, and you don't know what's wrong with you. It's like you suddenly don't know how to use a gun. There is this fear coming from you as you are just firing wildly at this thing, but you are backing up, and where your back should meet solid mirror, you continue backing up.
Cool. If I back through and I see the mirror, I'll break it with the butt of the shotgun.
Okay. Agent Wendigo.
Yeah.
As you're observing this party, you're coming to realize it's like the same 30 seconds over and over and over as you are kind of observing this conversation. And people may glance in your direction, but they don't seem to see you. It's like you're not there.
If I were to get up, can I make my way to the parlor, or is that still braked off?
You absolutely can. It is open. As you walk that direction and look through this open archway, you see people sitting at this table eating a feast of rot and gore and blood.
So as I back away, I see, or from the parlor, I look back and I see that.
Looking into where this party is happening. This is what you see. Not walking in yet, but just looking through that archway that's no longer bricked off.
I'm going to just turn around and figure that out and then keep going towards the parlor.
Heading into that room, you see people sitting, people enjoying drinks. As soon as you walk through, the scene changes. You see instead an abandoned building, an abandoned glass mansion. You've just walked through the doorway and stepped into a different time. And as you step in here, you see Agent Cross step out of the gold-framed mirror and shatter it.
Yeah, boy.
Am I fucking glad to see you?
Hey, you got a cigarette?
No.
Fuck. Don't go in there. Well, I guess we can't.
You don't want to go there.
Well, why don't you tell me what was there, and I'll tell you what was there. I gesture back at the mirror.
Agent Warp,
Yes.
you are walking down this tunnel, and eventually it opens up into a larger cavern. It looks old. It looks like... How is your, like, archaeology skill?
Archaeology isn't great. Anthropology's great.
Okay, yeah, why don't we have you roll that?
Okay. That's a pass with a 6.
Okay. This structure doesn't look... It doesn't remind you of any existing culture or any existing material in existence, like, at all. It's a kind of stone, it seems, but you're not super well versed in that. You're not sure. But it is massive and beautiful. You are looking at a giant throne room that has these, like, baskets that are acting as, like, wall sconces, in a sense, all the way around it on every pillar. You see, there is a reason that Adam is making that face. Huge throne room, and you see this very large throne sitting on a like platform at the end. And as you are looking at this room, you see someone sitting and leaning up against a pillar with their knees up to their chest. They look very, very skinny, very malnourished. Hair kind of pulled out in some places. And you can see they're shaking as they are holding their knees. What would you like to do?
I'm going to keep my distance. And I'm going to say, "Are you all right?"
They have like a delayed reaction. It's like they don't hear you at first, and then they jump a little bit too late and kind of look up in your direction, but they don't seem to see you. They are looking around, and they seem terrified that a voice has come out of nowhere. And you see them kind of reach up and cover their ears, and they're like, "Not again, not again, not again, not again."
No,
and you see...
It's okay. I'm Warp. You can call me Warp. What's your name?
There's a moment of hesitation, and they're looking around. With this desperation. "I don't remember. I don't know how long I've been here. Where are you?"
How far am I from this person?
They're like up against a pillar. You're probably, I don't know, if we had to put it in feet, 70 feet away.
I'm pretty far away by several methods of measurement.
See him looking around, and then you hear the faintest little bit of like rocks falling. And his eyes get really wide, and he looks up and he's like, "No, no, 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 no." And you see him moving to go try to hide. And as you kind of glance up, you see something beginning to climb out of a tunnel up in the ceiling. You see this man crawl towards another doorway to try to leave. What would you like to do?
I still want to keep my distance from him, but I'm going to start going that way, just in case his plan doesn't work out.
Perfect.
But if it does, I'm going to follow him.
Perfect. Agent Hyde.
Yes.
You hear... Do you know whose voice you hear inside your head? Because it's not yours.
I know that.
Do you know whose it is?
Yeah, a lot of therapy kind of narrowed it down, so yes, I kind of do know what it is.
You feel a hand touch your shoulder from behind, and you like spin around to kind of push the hand off, and as you're looking, you see a Faceless standing before you. And again, there's not a sense of like an immediate threat with these Faceless. It's just this weird familiarity that feels negative, but you're just not sure until the face changes, and then it tells you what to feel. The face changes back into Marlene, and you hear, it's still this dual voice. It's almost like this voice mixed with Marlene's, and you hear, "You have a lot of fight left in you, but do you ever wonder what happened to you in all the other mirrors? Do you ever wonder if there's still fight left in you there?"
Doesn't matter.
It changes back to the Faceless. Almost like that answer pleased it.
Up until now, I didn't know that there were other mirrors, so it doesn't matter anymore to me. I know what happened before, and God hope that whatever comes forward is better than this.
But if you could do something, if you could change the fate of you in all the other mirrors, would you?
Yeah, I would. But it doesn't change anything now, does it?
There's kind of a wave of the hand, and every single doorway turns into a mirror instead. And you're noticing they're all slanted. It's almost like a fun house in a sense. They're all slanted to where you are seeing thousands of versions of you. You are seeing versions of you with completely different styles, completely different haircuts, completely different people. You are seeing versions of you that are laughing. You are seeing versions of you that you're realizing are dead. And you're seeing every other version of you. And then you hear a snap. You all hear a snap. As Agent Warp, you are sprinting through like the doorway that you saw this person go into. As you run out, you instead collide into Agent Hyde. The two of you slam into each other. Agent Cross and Agent Wendigo, you are standing. The four of you are standing in the lobby of the Marscorp building.
I will immediately not put my hands on Warp, but just kind of like, and I look at Warp and I tell them, "The knife's gone, right? Right? We put it in the thing. It burned. It's gone, right? Marlene can't come back."
Yes. No, she's gone. We handled it. That's over. She's gone. What happened? There's someone that needs our help.
Someone.
There's someone trapped in a throne room. They've been there for so long, and I couldn't see them, and they couldn't see me. But they were running from something big.
Do we see Cross and Wendigo in here?
I'd walk up listening to this. Whatever that thing is, whatever you saw, it's not real. It's what it did to us in the house. Whatever we saw. I start actually checking my clothes to see if I was scratched at all. Just to double check. Also, does my shotgun, has it been discharged? Or
Yes.
Okay, cool. I was like, whatever we saw, it wasn't real. That's what this thing wants. It wants us to, I don't know, be afraid or give it something. We don't have to give it shit. This is going to be uncomfortable. I put my gun away and I try to hold everyone's hands.
What? Why? Why?
For some reason, I don't know. if you're two people, when they were holding hands, they didn't get separated if shit happened back in the mansion. I didn't know if it's the same here, but I don't know. Better safe than sorry.
Cross his hand.
Yeah. Wendigo?
Wendigo takes both hands.
As soon as you all join hands, you hear this slamming sound, the slap of a book that has now seemingly fallen out of thin air and slammed down in between the four of you.
Look at the cover.
It's just a leather-bound, it looks like a notebook.
Weird leather or normal leather?
Like a cult leather?
Yeah, like human skin leather.
Yeah, what is
or...
Oh, that's fair.
tone?
Yeah.
Normal leather.
Okay.
I'm going to link arms with the person I was holding hands with
Yeah.
and try to pick up the book with the
Okay.
free hand.
I think
You-
Wendigo probably reaches at the same time, like, because he's just as interested in the book. Like, there'll
I tried to
probably be
push
a
you
moment
back.
where we both sort of touch it at the same time. We're like, oh, well,
I'm sorry. You can.
I was-
It's your. You,
no,
you,
I was gonna.
You've
but
been here
if you-
before.
No,
We don't
well,
have
I
to-
just.
While they're doing that, I pick up the book.
Incredible.
What are you guys doing?
You pick up the book and kind of flip it open.
I do not open it.
Okay.
I take it. I put it in the bag.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
I guess I give it to Warp to put it in the bag.
Okay.
We can look at this later,
Okay.
Yeah, books
Okay.
are. Yeah.
friends.
I guess I'd listen. Is it? Do we hear walking or any other weird stuff in here? Like, I don't know. What's the feeling? The vibe right
Yeah,
there.
the vibes of this room right now are oddly calm and inviting. You don't feel. You feel like any sense of fear or torment you could have in this place, it seems to have had its fill, if that makes sense. And you do hear a sound. You hear a sound coming from one of the closer rooms, like the clicking of heels.
Guns out again. Nice hand-holding moment.
I just can't imagine how weird this looks. We're all like in a line, like, I don't know, linking arms, holding hands, some having guns out.
Hardened agents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking hard.
Everybody hold hands.
Make me feel better.
I'll sort of look over to Hyde. One last room.
Yeah, one last room.
Right.
Go and open that door.
Yeah, heading over to that room. Opening up the door, you see, it's weird how they're combining. You open this door and you're looking into the living room of the Glass Mansion. You're looking into this sitting room with a fireplace and a gold-framed mirror. There's just this moment of, for some reason, it makes sense, and you're not sure how to feel about the fact that it makes sense. And you see a woman standing, facing you. She's dressed in 1920s garb. She's familiar a little bit to Cross and Wendigo. And she says, "Everything felt twisted for me at first, too." And she just stands there waiting, as if waiting to see if you want to hear more or if you just want to leave.
Miss Mars. Good to see you again.
She looks confused at this. This does not look like
Oh,
Annie
it's
Mars.
not? Fuck.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be cool. Who does it look like then?
It looks like the person that had grabbed your phone.
Ugh. I guess I'd be like, so I guess we meet again. Who are you?
She takes a breath and looks around to see everyone else. She takes one step forward and she says, "My name is Victoria Glass, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but I'd be happy to help you if you let me."
I think you should just stay right there. If you don't mind, I'm pointing my gun.
At this point, hold on. At this point, Wendigo says, he puts his hand on Cross's shoulder and he says, "No, I think we need to hear what she has to say."
Okay. We'll listen. You just need to stay over there.
It's less scary once you understand it. Like most things. But once you understand it, it means... Well, once you really and truly understand it, in my experience, it's too late to leave. But it's not too late for you. I can help you wake up. This is just a terrible, terrible dream, but you can wake up.
How do you wake up?
It's hard to explain, but I can help you if you let me.
Sort of lean over to Warp and Hyde, and I'll say Casper, as in like the friendly ghost. And sort of gesturing back to her. Maybe we can talk a little bit before we make any decisions. I apologize for not being as trusting, but just sort of gesture at the house.
And she's just kind of looking around. Almost like she forgot you're there.
I'm gonna look at everyone else and be like, any questions people have want to ask or something.
Well, she said we were sleeping, or that she could wake us up.
Mm.
In this current state, are we actually asleep?
Well, that's what a lot of things keep saying, is how do you know if you're on this side of the mirror or that? I mean, with the things that we face in the program, sometimes it could be easy to believe that we were asleep the whole time. So I'm less inclined to believe that we are, but a lot of things don't make sense.
Sticking out is this... Once she tells us the whole truth, it looks like we won't be able to leave. One way or another.
Is that the choice? I'll look at Miss Glass. If you tell us more, can we not leave? Or
At the sound of speaking in her direction, she almost seems to notice that you're there again, but it almost seems like a lot of time has passed for her. And she's startled and kind of looks and says, I'm sorry, what?
is that true? Or is that our option here? Learn more, we have to stay, or you can help us wake up.
With someone else, maybe that's an option, but I would never tell anyone anything to make them stay here. I've been here for... She trails off and it looks like she's forgotten that you're here again. I'm sorry, what?
Miss Glass, what do you want?
want peace.
Peace
I've been here
what?
for a very long time. Peace for myself, peace for my family. Something tells me I'm not going to get that.
Peace from what?
She looks surprised and kind of points to everything.
So you stumbled upon this? Do you remember how you got here?
I used to think it was the house. I'm not so sure anymore. And she trails off again.
Well, I guess I'll sort of whisper to the agents. Well, she's obviously not here to hurt us. So that's something.
No. And it doesn't, we're not responsible for, I don't know, clearing her from the building. She's not even in the building.
Right. But who was that? And I turn back towards her. Miss Glass. Who else is here besides us?
You don't seem to understand. There is no here. It's all there.
Who's the faceless person? What do they want?
I don't know.
I'm gonna scoot closer to Wendigo. Do you want to check out this book now?
Yeah, I do.
Then I think we spend a little bit on the book.
Okay. You open this book, and
Oh no.
Wendigo, you immediately recognize the name at the top. At the top is scribbled, "This is a diary of Sanford Clark." And it says, "I don't know why I'm writing this down. I guess in hopes that someone will find it. We're hiding in some sort of old school bus. I'm really not sure. I have no concept of where I am, but Nicole is... she's not looking so good. The ink on my arm is fading, so I'll write it here. 7349. The numbers Dr. Glass told me to remember. I can't stop thinking about what Marscorp even is. I found some sort of library yesterday, and there's no recording of when it was founded. It seems to have just always existed in one part of the world or another, hiding behind travel agency for the rich or home security, mostly. The only thing to signal that like time is passing is maybe a different slant of the handwriting or a different pressure pushing down on the page, but you assume some time has passed. Nicole's wounds are getting worse. I don't think she's gonna last much longer. I don't want to be alone here. I don't know what to do. Some more time passes. Clones. Marscorp is producing clones. I found them yesterday when I went through the yellow door. I saw 4 different models. The woman with Annie's face. And then you see like a, almost like barcode written down. 000735 ANRM. A man that I recognize as our dear executioner Jeremiah Fletcher. 000158 JMMF. And 2 more. I didn't recognize them, but I had to get out of there before they caught me. I plan to go back soon. More time passes. Nicole Mars is dead. I am officially alone. I don't know how much longer I can do this. More time passes. Doorways. Marscorp has been studying doorways. That's why they're making these clones, to send them through and stop wasting good employees on the carnage that comes after. They're peeking into other places with no regard for what they might let in, what they might let peek in at us. This has all been their doing, and I don't even know how many of them know it. We could never have been prepared for this. We could never have stopped this, so how or why do we even try? And then you see hastily scribbled, we need to figure out about the doors. How to make a door. You see 2 names scribbled. Olsen, ? Fowler, ? They both are scribbled out. And the last entry is, the more I learn, the more I know that I'm not getting out of here. Tell the others to keep fighting. And it's just signed, Clark.
Wendigo will explain to Warp that Clark was one of the friendlies that we picked up out of the glass house on the first day.
Could I connect this person with the person I saw in the throne room?
You're not sure.
Okay. Well, ask Miss Glass if 7349 is still important.
She thinks for a moment, and then she looks behind you and kind of looks to Cross, like for permission to step forward.
It's just sort of, yeah, why not?
She steps towards you and actually like brushes past you. You feel she's solid, like she is brushing past you. And as you all turn around to see where she's going, you see the doorway is no longer leading to the hallway that you came from. It's leading into a library, like an office. And she walks in and you see her grab some of the books and kind of like shove them onto the floor. And you see a wall safe. She glances back at you. 7, 3, 4, 9. It beeps. And she opens it. And she glances back and she says, I've never been able to open this before. How did you know that?
Books.
She looks in and you see like disappointment on her face. She pulls something out and she looks at it. Seems to be like a piece of paper.
I'd like to peek over her shoulder if I can.
As
Wendigo
she's-
would too.
Yeah,
Well,
as
it's
she's
like-
folding it up, you're peeking over. Cross, you see Marscorp written across the top. It looks like this is the original document that you have seen covering the floor. She folds it up and like turns like she's going to hand it to you. And she says, I say this with mixed feelings. I've been alone for a long time. It's been nice to have some conversation. But I truly hope that I don't see you again. And she holds the paper out.
He's like, sort of extends his hand, and he's like, I think you could show us how to get out of here.
She places the paper on one hand, grabs your hand with the other. Take a deep breath.
I look
And
at
then
everyone else.
The four
And
of
I want
you,
to try
as
to
you're
hold onto her hand and not let go, so that I can try
Okay.
to bring her with me if I can.
Okay. The four of you feel this almost like sick feeling. There's like this just clench of your stomach just for a moment, just enough to be uncomfortable. And then the four of you are waking up in the car in the parking lot. And you see the bright orange glow of the Marscorp building that is up in flames. Looks like the fire's been burning for a while. And Agent Hyde, the burner phone is ringing. You're not sure how long it's been ringing. but it's like slowly coming into focus.
Hyde will shake their head a little bit just to kind of get their bearings, but then we'll immediately pick up the phone and answer.
You just hear, "Is it destroyed?"
Watching it burn as we speak.
And your assessment of the agents?
I think they're fine, Foster.
Good work.
Anything else?
Just get them back with the friendlies. Your call after that if you feel they need more observing.
Sounds good. Hangs up on Foster immediately. Shall we get the fuck out of here?
I nod, and I'd like to look at my hand where I was holding Victoria Glass's hand. I'm assuming she's not there, but...
She is not there. There is a, like, crumpled up piece of paper in your hand instead. Very small. It looks like it's maybe the size of, like, a sticky note crumpled up in your hand.
I'd sort of like scoot up and kind of unfold the paper in front of everyone, kind of like showing the front seat along with the back seat at the same time. And
Yeah, uncrumpling it, it just says 7349.
well, one hell of a dream, huh?
Guess. Turn on the car.
I light another cigarette.
Warp explains the multiple theories of what happens to your brain when you dream. In a way.
Yes.
Wendigo is staring out the window because he had heard Victoria Glass's name before. He actually wrote it down at home. And he has questions he wanted to ask, but wasn't able to.
I guess as we start driving, like, so, what did Foster say?
Before Hyde continues that conversation, they will immediately roll down the window and they will chuck the burner phone out the window. And then they will roll up the window again and keep driving for a little bit. Foster just wanted to make sure that the job was fine and that you two are still good. I don't know what you guys did to piss the program off, but a little word of advice. You can either fight them or you can use them as resources to navigate it. I suggest not fighting them. I get you're getting to realize what the program really is at this point, so I would watch your back. They're not happy with you both.
I'm pretty familiar with how they work, but this has been the first time that I didn't know who was in the program or who wasn't. But thanks for the advice.
Give him a nod. Keep pressing on.
I'm gonna take out the leather book from my bag and give it to Wendigo. I have enough to return to them and keep them happy, but this belongs to you.
Thank you.
Are there mirrors on this car?
Oh my god.
No, we
Mirrors.
established that this car had no mirrors.
Good, good,
This
good,
is
good.
This is Foster's car. Foster's car had no mirrors.
What the hell?
Good, good, good.
Perfect. I think you turn on the radio and Enter Sandman comes on and you get like a few words and then you just turn it off.
Oh, fuck me. Why do you like fucking me?
You yelled at him.
Sorry.
You yelled at your
I
dice.
did.